Hey, what's up, everybody? So here to cover the NNDM alert analysis. So as you can see here, we ended up alerting NNDM here about 12:10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Buy to open some August calls, and why that is because on this chart here, I really like the morning star we're kind of getting here on this already known trend line. You know, this isn't something I just started drawing because of price where it's at. This is already where it was at. So one, I like that. That's one of the many reasons. As you can see, we already had a really good jump on that with current price. Big push up there already after the call out. Call out was about bottom of this red candle here. But still looks good for the swing. But also, just to add on to the analysis, it wasn't just NNDM that we liked. Another big thing that I liked is DDD. So a big ticker, one of my favorite tickers that I'm invested in, and also I really like to trade options on, is DDD. It's a really awesome and just super badass 3D stock. You should really go read into the 3D sector, the applications that 3D is in. I'll do a big video on this or something someday, but the applications the 3D sector can touch is insane. You know, from the medical field to just random consumer sales to the space sector. Even, you know, the future of space is going to heavily rely on 3D sector, and I'll get into that in another video. But as you can see here, though, DDD is holding a really good control point, and all I grabbed was the meat here from this little high, this little breakout here, up to the meat of this high, and that gives us a good range on the Fibonacci. But as you can see here, the 50% control point that you guys always see me trade off of is being tested right now. So I think that'll be held as support. And why I think that is because, well, a big thing that you guys always see me do is with volume, is I like to see lowering volume within my squeezes. You know, what do I have during this? I have nothing but lowering volume under the average volume line on my true volume here. Sorry, I'm like trying to breathe at the same time as talking. But that's still holding above the 50%, so I really like that. But that adds on to this because it is a 3D related stock, so that adds on to this. So yes, it still looks good for the swing. The bigger overall targets are, of course, going to be the 850. Once it breaks that out, you can start to scale out. If you have one contract, of course, it's cool to just take profits and move on to the next play. But the bigger targets are, of course, going to be 9, 950, and 10. But as you can see, we can't really get there until we break 850s. So until that's done, it will not break that. And of course, the stop loss is going to be about the trend line, but I ended up setting it, I think, at about the outside of the pattern. Yeah, I think what did I set that at? 760. So yeah, outside of the pattern. I was grabbing a pretty passive one since it was early entry. And if you actually are already up in this trade, you could actually move it up. I would personally move it up to about this 784 right here. So your trade will be a lot more closer to break even if this was to just drop and fall through 784. But again, this is the more loose stop loss. I would just leave it at the 760. But the big play is for a bigger long-term analysis. So that's why I chose August 20. I didn't choose July 16th, which is right now my favorite options expiration date. But further plays that I think need more time, I will go to August 20th or even to September right now. But since we already have some Septembers open, I didn't really want to open another one. So I think NNDM did great with the August 20. And this chain has no problem. It has a very liquid chain all the way through, no matter what date you choose. So that's kind of another cool thing about this stock is it's a really unique company, but also it's a really, really cool sector, and the option chain's super, super tradable. So really big favorite stock. And then I also wanted to get into a couple things I'm looking at end of day. So Lowe's is a big one that I'm looking end of day, and Home Depot is another one that I'm looking end of day. And why I'm looking at these end of day is for bearish outlook. I think if they end up closing under these lower levels down here, they will definitely drop more. So that's what I'm going to be looking towards. And a big thing why I think that is the inflation on a lot of lumber right now is starting to lower right now. And as you can see on the wood ETF, this is lumber ETF. You can see it is lowering. Oh, and we just hit new all-time high on NASDAQ on my screen. New all-time high. Let's go. Glad I got to do that live. But yep. Good all-time high above this red level right here. It was like 14,064 flat. We just broke it by 0.75. So good job, everybody. Welcome to the future. But back to what I was talking about. That's why I'm looking at puts for these. So I'm going to be looking for this to try and close under 87. And at end of day, I'm going to be looking for Home Depot to close under 303.80s and Lowe's under. It's already kind of under its level, but there's another one here that I'm looking at now. The 2-day ago low at 187.30. So those are kind of the levels I'm looking at for that. But I hope you guys all like this video. And if you haven't already, there's a really big video we just posted. It's about 49 minutes, about 50 minutes. If you go watch that, huge plays. and breakdowns on a lot of pattern trading, a lot of swing trading. So that's something you want to go learn about. Go check that out. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment, and I'll see you on the next one.